Hello and welcome back to Reddit League, where in this week 6, we're going to be playing our second world map of the season after we've played Lakes of the World in week 3, I think. I'm not entirely sure anymore. We've got an improved world now. More of a standard world map. If you've played any sort of general world map before, diverse world, AI generated world, anything like that, this is kind of just like that. Meaning that there's no special theme or to it or anything, so just normal world map. Last week, as I already suspected, with how much practice told it we'd lost, I was actually pretty confident at one point, where it was six people in my division had played, and I was second of those six, so I was like, uh, I'm pretty confident. This should be fine. Like, Attack hasn't played yet. Patriots hasn't played yet. Should be fine for a bonus point, definitely. So I told Tor, like, yeah, you can go win now. I'm fine with my bonus point. And then Attack played and beat my score, and then Cameron played and beat my score, and that was like, now only 3 people hadn't played yet, which were Pluki, Pluki, who are the others? Pluki, Patriots, and one other person. I think it was Tall. I think that was it. So I was like, now only 2 people of those 3 can beat my score, and I was pretty confident that Tall would beat it. I was actually pretty confident Pluki would as well. And then Patriots played, and he was like 200 points behind me or something like that. So I was like, whew. Then Pluki didn't beat my score anyway, so I would have been fine, but a bit closer than I would have liked. But we're still up here, thereabouts, just one more place up there. I don't want to be third, please. I made some bad experiences with that last season. I'd rather be up there in those 2 spots, right here. Yeah, Tall got 24-5 something. Where was he? There we go. 24-5 something. And because Patriots actually got such a decent score and drew with Pluki, that means the table is now looking a lot better because Pluki didn't win, Schluty didn't win, and therefore I'm still actually in 3rd place. And Basement also lost against Shumi, so it's still looking pretty good even with my first loss of the season. Now onto the seeds of an improved world. The Division 5 seed. Let's start with that as always. You can already see there from the time I was not having a good time with that one. We started not in round 5, in round 1 in Finland. And it was one of those very weird, like probably old coverages where it kind of looks like just like terrible camera quality. Like honestly, when I first saw this, I thought I was in Canada for a second there because that's where I'm used to seeing this kind of stuff. But the more I moved, the more I was like, okay, it's just Finland. And eventually I made my way down here where I had a sign that pointed me towards Salo and Kikkala, I think. And I don't want to say I knew where Salo is, but I knew it was big enough for me to find it relatively quickly. Then the problem came because there was no road number here at this intersection. And the only town it pointed me towards going up to the north was this town here. And if you zoom out a little bit even, you can already not see it anymore. So in the end, what I needed to do, I found this street name to get to where I started. But at that point, I'd already lost so much time that I was a bit panicky, but I did make my way back to the start, went over here, found this side street, and eventually got the 5k there. 4 minutes 33. Not a great sign for Division 2, but it's fine. It's fine. We then moved over to Romania. That was another annoying one. We just played well, it's been a few days by the time you'll be watching this, but I'm currently playing another competition from Orpheus, kind of from those cycling competitions recently, and this time is a bit different. Not actually one country, but we had one of the stages was the county of Sibiu. And so I have played a bit of Romania recently, but it took me a long time to find this place because the sign that I found, well, there was one of those not bollards, one of those marker stones at the side of the road. I said 234, which is not this number. So that was the first problem. I guess I kind of even got lucky that I couldn't find a 231. Like, I actually did look for like 2 minutes and I couldn't find one. Because otherwise, if I had, I would have definitely placed myself down there and then kept looking and not finding anything for like the rest of the time. But I didn't find it. Maybe because it's not there, maybe because I'm blind. But that made me continue on and go down here, where I found a sign pointing me towards um what did it point me towards? Savani, definitely on the 29. I found the 29. I wouldn't have known where Savani is. And also the 294. And then eventually, when I made it down here, well, actually, I think I started going down this way, and I remembered going past Stratin. And once I made it down here and then found this on the map, I remembered, okay, there it is. And the annoying part was this is actually a town here. This town has a name. Google Maps doesn't think it has a name, and therefore made it a bit annoying to pinpoint. I mean, I kind of ran out of time as well. It was a bit my own mistake because I was just looking at, okay, here's the town. All right, and we started west of the town. That's fine. I didn't see that the town actually started over here. So that was a bit annoying. But yeah, it's 2 points lost. Whatever. Round 3, another 5-minute round. Had us over in Newfoundland, and this round was so annoying. I knew we were here within 10 seconds because it looked like Newfoundland. There was a sign here, here actually, that was like, welcome to New West Valley, and on the 320. And I zoomed into Newfoundland. I found the 320. I was like, there's New West Valley. Okay. So we gotta be here somewhere. And then I looked. And then I made it into it, like, it kept going south, and I made it into a town on the coast. And I was like, I can't be here. This doesn't match up with the road direction. It can't be here. But at the same time, the sign said you're in New West Valley now. And so I was like super confused. I had my mark around this area for like the longest time, and in the end, I found something in this town, I think. Either here or up here. I think it was very far down here that said Cape Friels, which isn't down here either. It's up there. At least the the name of it is up here. And Cape Friels South is up there. So I was like, this makes no sense whatsoever. You can't trust anything here. So I just went by road direction, and I thought this kind of fits. And I put my marker there, no pinpointing whatsoever. I literally just went, maybe here, clicked, 5 meters. Literally clicked on the exact spot. I could not have pinpointed better if I tried or had the time for it. Ridiculous. And then we had another 5-minute round. I don't think I've ever taken this long for a Division 5 seed. Jesus Christ. Where was it? Down there in Mexico, which was another annoying round. Because it was another scenario of like right here or something was a sign that was like, okay, you're on the road 60 in what's it called? Zacatecas? Zacatecas, yep. So I was looking into Zacatecas and I found a 60 and I was like, okay, well, this can't be it. All right. So I looked if there's a 60 anywhere else, and no, there isn't. And I was like, okay. So I kept moving, and eventually up here, somewhere, I found a sign that was like, you're on the road from Huehuequia, El Alto, to Valparaiso. And I found those because Valparaiso is pretty decently sized. And even still, I was like, this doesn't have a road name. The road directionality didn't match up in my mind. Like, apparently it does match up to what you got, but it just didn't make sense for me. So eventually I just ran out of time with my market over there. There was another intersection, an intersection that looked sort of big even. So I kind of went for this one because this at least goes down here somewhere. Where it said, Valparaiso, that I actually missed on the first time around going over here. Valparaiso to this side, well, the east, north, I guess. And La Palma to the south. So kind of was like, there's no La Palma here anywhere. But I guess this is the only road that actually goes somewhere. Let's go with that one. And apparently it's this road. this was the massive intersection. Oh, well, it wasn't massive, but this was the main intersection here. It literally stops like 2 kilometers afterwards, and there's no sign of human life here. There's nothing. So that was another annoying round. And then we finished it off with Hungary, which was another annoying round. Not because it took a while, but because it was just annoying. Made my way down here. Here I found signs for Chalet Gershek. I didn't actually know where it was, but I thought this is such a weird name that I'd easily be able to spot it if it's on a map. And yeah, I was easily able to spot it. And then I was like, okay, I entered Bekshverge. Down here in north, I entered Csonkahegyat, Hungarian. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, it's not too far away. We've got this one major like S curve here, and nope. Apparently, this is the major S curve. I don't know. Then the Division 4 seed was the Division 4 seed. Yeah. Round 1 started off pretty easy in Tasmania, in Deloraine. Gonna make your way over here. There was a sign towards both the 1 towards Launceston and Devonport, as well as the B12. So I looked, where do the 1 and the B12 intersect? In Deloraine. Go into Deloraine, look at the streets. You are on Parsonage Street. And I actually couldn't see any of the side streets, but I made it down here to the British Hotel. And that made it relatively easy to pinpoint as well. Round 2 started off the true terror of the Division 4 season. It wasn't actually that bad yet. This one was just good luck pinpointing that one. You kind of made your way through this mess and hit the main road, from which point on it became pretty easy because like right here there was a sign that was like Pucarpa is there, and it did actually say you're on the 16, which you're not, but that was fine because I knew where Pucarpa is. And yeah, then it wasn't too difficult to figure out that you're in this little thing up the road here, because there was a sign over here that said, hey, you're in La Victoria now. And also this curve here made it pretty straightforward. And then this, I don't even know. I made my way south. And apparently this, what? I'm so confused by this round. I don't know. Apparently Blinky managed to pinpoint it. I didn't. No one else did. I don't know. And we went over to round 3, which was even worse. It was Thailand. And let me just show you something. Yeah, we started here. You notice something here? Yeah. There is one way out of this. There is one way, which is going here and teleporting to the other side. Which, to be fair, I did once. But there was no way of knowing for me that once I had done that, I needed to go this way into this town here that was still like at that point like 2-3 kilometers away, so you couldn't see it. So I found absolutely nothing. Just from the way it looked, I knew it had to be somewhere northern Thailand. But yeah, it was that far north. I had no idea, and no one else found anything. I think I don't know if anyone found anything that led them to an educated guess rather than just going off of landscape. But just purely based off the guesses, I don't think so. And we moved over to round 4, which was nice for a change. Just Oslo center. I don't even need to talk about that. You find out pretty quickly in Oslo. You just look where the road names are. There you go. I mean, Blinky took almost 3 minutes for that. That's interesting. Huh. All right. And then round 5, because we haven't had enough terror with like weird small village in Peru, random location that's cut off from coverage in the middle of nowhere in Thailand. We needed some middle of nowhere Ukraine as well. Yeah, I made my way out of this town over here, made my way all the way to this roundabout, which had signs for the P10 towards Cherkazy and maybe Kremenchuk. I think, yeah. The problem I had then is I found actually here, I found a sign that said 6 kilometers to Shihirin, but I thought I came from here and not from here. So that was a bit dumb. But yeah, whatever. Still the second best score on that seed. Yeah, I'm so interested to see how people will do in this seed. Like people who for whom it is their own seed. Because that seed is just well, yeah, just call it awful. It is awful. Then we move after we've closed that to the Division 3 seed, which was okay again. Nothing big there. Started us off in Uruguay, in Pan de Asusar, not too far away from one of the main highways in Uruguay. And once you made it over there, you saw some signs towards Chi, Rocha, San Carlos. And then once you turned around there, you actually saw the entrance sign to Pan de Asusar. And then super easy to pinpoint, you had road names right at this intersection for Francisco Bonilla and Ituzaingó. And then you just put the pin there. You can see there, like, a bit over a minute, bit over 2 minutes. Not much of an issue. Then in the division, not in the division, well, in the Division 3 seed, round 2, we went over to Italy. For those of you who follow my Reddit League games for a while, you'll know, not my favorite country, but it was decent enough this time. Once I made my way into Porino up here, I found signs towards Torino and Asti. So I knew where those two were. And then you kind of just look, okay, there's Porino. Okay, we came from this direction. We started down here. There is a Consorzio Agrario delle Province del Nordovest, which was a big building that had exactly that written on it, which made it pretty easy to pinpoint. I was still kind of a bit off because, there's not a lot on this road. But good enough for a 5k there, so not much of an issue. Maybe it would have been quicker if you'd gone south and then over here or something like that, but this way was still perfectly fine. Round 3, in the US. And I really hated that one, which is not a good sign for Saskatchewan coming up next week, because this is the kind of round I expect from Saskatchewan, where I wasn't actually 100% sure anymore that the beehive signs were Utah. I was relatively confident at the start, actually. But then I looked through Utah and I didn't find a 102. And of course I didn't find it because you have to zoom in this far until it shows up. And so I kind of just was like, maybe it's not Utah. And then I made my way to this intersection and I found a sign pointing me towards Boise. And I was like, Boise? The worst thing was the sign pointed east towards Boise as well. Because I assume like you maybe enter the highway somewhere here and then turn around onto the on-ramp, something like that. Maybe it actually meant you'd go east here to the on-ramp and then you go up the on-ramp and then you go west. Kind of a dumb thing, but technically right. Actually, it's not even a dumb thing. It's just how you would do it in real life. It's just very unhelpful for GeoGuessr. And the other things it said on the sign, I was like, I have no idea where those are. Like it said Boise, and then it said Tremonton, which I'd never heard of before, and I think it said Bothwell as well on it, Bothwell City or something, which I obviously never heard of before. And I kind of looked for them near Boise then, because I was like, maybe it's not Utah. And then eventually I found Tremonton here, and at that point though, I had like 30 seconds left at most. I didn't even have enough time to confirm which directionality we really had. I kind of just put it down there at the end. It wasn't actually a terrible guess. Pretty close, but yeah, not quite close enough. For round 4, then we had another not too bad one up in Frankfurt. And you just move around a bit here. There was a sign somewhere close to the start up here. Not actually a sign, but a road. A road name, which was Alt Poingesheim. And I'm not 100% sure why, but I was pretty confident that that would then be a district in Frankfurt, and it was. So I just made my way down here to the first big street I found, which was Orneburgstraße, and knew we came from Heurotkopfstraße. And I found those pretty quickly in Poingesheim. which led to finding it in 2 minutes 19. Apparently 3 seconds slower than Shumi and 2 seconds faster than Blinky. Okay. And to finish it off, we went over into the Philippines. This wasn't fun. Middle of nowhere Philippines. I kind of went down there as well, and this is a dead end. I found signs that told me we're in Suar, and actually also found a sign that said, like, you know how it usually gives you the full address in the Philippines, where it first tells you like the small village you're in, then it tells you what the village belongs to, then it tells you like the nearest big city or like the province, and then it sometimes tells you the region as well or the island. And this one went as far as telling me we're close to Alaminos City, which I thought was familiar to me, so I kind of eventually went looking for this because I found no other good information, and found that relatively quickly. And yeah, I was looking up in Sual because everything said, "Hey, you're in Sual," and we were down there. Yeah, whatever. I'm not disappointed by that one. And then we get to the big one, Division 1 seed. And there we go. 5Ks all around. I was so happy when I got that. We started off down here in Argentina, in Paso de la Patria. I don't know why the path logger or path tracker isn't working for this one. I have no idea. I went, pretty sure I went over here and then went south, and eventually I found the sign that was like, actually, I don't even think I really went south. I went over here and there's a sign here that tells you Corrientes and Paso de la Patria. And just from how it looked and everything, I knew we kind of had to be somewhere up here, and I found Corrientes immediately. Then I looked around Corrientes, around this area for a bit, because I saw the river to the north. And then quickly realized, okay, maybe it's not Corrientes. And then I relatively quickly saw Paso de la Patria over here. And this was a bit of an annoyance to pinpoint, because while I was, like, this was a dead end in coverage. Like, the coverage goes here and then here, and this doesn't have coverage. So while I was sort of convinced that this was that curve, because you know the thickness of the road changes on Google Maps, which is enough to convince me. None of these POIs showed up anywhere. Like, there were a couple stores in Street View that just don't show up here. The only thing that in the end made me go, it has to be this, was a gas station. This one here, which again is a different gas station in Street View. But the good thing about gas stations usually is that they stay gas stations. Even after 5 years, even if a different business takes over the gas station, it stays a gas station. So you can almost always trust gas stations to be right on Google Maps. And I was right, was pretty close. Then we moved over to Norway, all the way up here on Austra. I made my way. This was another location where, like, you go north, you're not gonna find anything. You're probably gonna hit a dead end too, but then you're gonna have to turn around. And eventually, if you make your way down here, you find a sign for the 771, which isn't too difficult to find. This is not one of those roads that's completely out there in the middle of some other roads, like they sometimes are in Norwegian islands. What I mean by that is, usually Norwegian roads are well numbered. But sometimes when roads go across multiple islands, they get muddled a bit. And this was not one of those. Like, you'd expect the high sevens to be around this area anyway. You can also see like the 770 down there, the 776, 69, 68. That was actually, I found it down here, the 771, where you'd expect to find it. And then I went my way up here until I found Kutvika. And then I saw, okay, we went up this road, or we came down from this road. And yeah, pinpointing wise, I found the crossing here. I found this river pretty much. And there's another, I can show you this actually. There's this entranceway to this house. And normally you'd suspect, okay, this should be on the map, but it isn't. But I kind of went a bit further and found, okay, there's the river, there's another road. So this has to be this, and we have to be somewhere here. This is actually another fun road because it's pretty much just grass, and you can see like tractor treks through the grass. But yeah, I got close enough, pretty close actually. Very decent, that one. Then we moved over into the more difficult rounds, because those were still relatively straightforward, pretty easy. Welcome to the middle of Brazil, although still not the hardest. Um, you had plenty of signs in the city that told you that the name of it was Floresta. Well, they didn't straight up tell you the name of the city is Floresta, but a lot of things said Floresta. I wouldn't have found it initially. There were area codes for the 93 and the 94, which I knew somewhere around here. I knew it's not Maranhão. I knew it's not Roraima. I was pretty confident it's not Amazonas, but I couldn't have told you if it's Amapa or Para, and even if it's Para, where on earth it is. So I made my way all the way, I think out here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure anymore. I left the city and kind of made my way into the middle of nowhere, but it was worth it because I actually did find a sign that was like, you're on the PA 449, which I didn't need. I didn't use that information, but you're close to the 155, which was a great help because then I knew where to look for. And technically also the PA449, I didn't need the number, but it gave me the state for sure. So I then knew we were in Para rather than just thinking it. Yeah, and if you turn around from that sign, it tells you you're in Floresta. So then any doubts I may have had about, is that really the city name, were wiped out. Like, yeah, it is. And this seems to have tripped up a lot of people this round in particular. No one else apart from me and Blink. Actually, TT got 200 kilometers away. Not too bad. Then we moved over into Slovakia, which I was very happy to see because at this point I was like, oh, 5K 3 times. Come on. This is doable. This is a 25K is doable. I was very glad when I saw Slovakia. And like straight away I saw a sign, I went north, saw a sign towards Kuklov. And I kept going north. And eventually in here, I saw a sign that pointed me towards Seneca, as well as something else that I don't remember. But the more important thing was it gave me the 500. And I found that as a road number. And then I was like, okay, there's Kuklov. Quickly went south to confirm we're near Borski Shvati Yur. And then again, kind of a bit annoying because there's not really a lot here to help you pinpoint, but I got close enough, thankfully. Would have been really annoyed losing a point here. And then round 5 was another slightly tricky one. Wasn't too bad. But if I found out pretty quickly, I went south and then out here. And there was a sign down here somewhere that it wasn't a sign. I think it was a truck actually. Some kind of commercial truck that said we're selling stuff here, and the first address was Hawke's Bay. And usually on these kinds of things, the first address is where this establishment is based in, rather than any of the other branches. And so I knew where Hawke's Bay is roughly. I knew it's in Newfoundland, and it stands out pretty quickly. But then like I was so unsure about where along this road we were. I had no idea. Like, because it was like to the north, it's like 2 clicks, and to the south, it's like 3 clicks. And there's so many houses here, and you have no idea whether these houses are still accurate or not to whatever you see in Google Street View. Because Google Street View here was taken in 2013. So a lot could have changed in that time. I don't know if it did or not. In the end, I got close enough, and that's all that counts. 140 meters. I'll happily take that. And yeah, that's my first 25K in a division that's higher than Division 3, I think. And now let's see if we can repeat that in the Division 2 seed. Probably won't, but why not try? Nervous as always. Alright, let's get started. Oh no. Actually, never mind. Is that Argentina or just Uruguay? I mean, if it's Argentina, it's right here, so let me have a quick look. I don't see any of it, but I'd like some more confirmation, please. 35, General Acha, that's typical Argentina, though. General Acha. Where's the 35? Oh, the 14 continues up here. Never mind. Where would the 35 be? It's the 40. 36. 25. Mandisoy, did I have that? I don't think so. No. 38, 41. 42. Unbelievable. Does the 14 continue somewhere down here? I don't know. Can't see it right now. What do we have here? Pretty much the same again, but maybe it's a different 14 actually. Let me look for the 35. 35 is over here. Maybe it is a different 14. Santa Rosa. I think I had that. There's General Acha. It is a different 14. Must be here. That fit Cereales 35. In which direction though? Let me go back to the sign over here. This one. This one pointed me towards General Acha, right? Yeah, 85 and Night Code 24. Night Code is here, but these are all from this one. Is it this one? It's gotta be, right? But, huh. Then that would be the 9. I am confused. No, this is the 35. Wait. This one. That's it. Right? And the 14 comes from the right direction. And we have this thing here. That is that monument? I think that's it. Maybe here. It's way further down there. Alright. I'll live with that. Doesn't matter. Round 2. Oh, we in Austria or Switzerland? We're definitely high up in the mountains, which isn't great. Let me find some signs and I can tell you. Switzerland, okay. Isfjord, Sorenberg, Flüli. Luzern, okay. On the 10. Get to Luzern on the 10. Does this actually tell me where I am right now? I don't think it does, so let's quickly leave this town. Japan. I don't see it instantly. Does 10 continue somewhere else? I don't think so. Alright, then give me distances. 54 to Bern, that's not exactly what I wanted to see. The 10 goes down here. Wait, where's Bern? It's over here. It could be somewhere in the middle there. Trippham, there we go. Okay. And once we were in Trippham, there was one major intersection here. We came from across the railway tracks back here. Did we come from back here? Yes, we came from up here. Is there a... What, there were railway tracks there? Let me go back down. Let me figure this out. Oh yeah, there are railway tracks here. Which means we are here. This is where we come from. Go back to the start. Pretty much straight north-south here. And eventually it makes a sharp turn. Could be this one, actually. I would figure. If I go north, there's a turn to... Okay, we're much further north. Could be... It's so difficult to say where exactly we are. There's a lot of small side roads. This goes into here, so this is an actual side road. Okay. Somewhere in the middle, I think this is much shorter of a distance than I would have initially thought. With two smaller clicks, and this is 1, 2, 3. I think around here might be good. That's that house. That's that house. A bit closer to that one. Yeah. Put it here. 30 meters. Alright. That'll do. Number 3. Oh no. What is this? Are we in Jordan? Wait. Or are we in Israel or Palestine? I'm not sure. We are in one of those places. Group investments, no. Pretty sure we're in Jordan. Or Palestine, well, it's definitely not in Israel. What do we have here? What's this? Doesn't tell me much. The Venezuelan, what is it called? A consulate. Are we just in Amman? It looks really big. Let me have a look at Amman. Let me go back to the start. Let me try down here. Oh, well. That is certainly better. Let's say Wadi El Ser Abdun. Are those parts of the city? I don't know. I'd like confirmation that we generally are in Amman first. This road doesn't continue here. Oh. City center, Ras El Ain Al Quds Street. No, there's basement. Ras El Ain. I think that's this one, probably. Al Urdon Street. Al Quds Street. Not this one. Yunus Street. I'm not sure how close we are to the city center, that's the problem. But there it goes towards the airport. Yep, here. And then we hit this main road. No, that doesn't fit. This one up here. Somewhere in here. Could be possible, I think, but I'm not confident about any of these. All the way down there. Huh. Weird that the way towards the city center would have pointed me towards the south then, but alright. Well, neither of these was a highway either. Like, this wasn't even a highway, so yeah, there was no chance of me finding that one. Alright. at least we got that it was Oman. Interesting. One. Oh god. What on earth is this? There's something written on this thing here. No oil, okay. This is a weird one. Gotta put in your squad bird, whatever that means. Oh no. Southwest Beach. I read more of the sign? No. This I can't. Southwest Bay. Is there anything over here? I know roughly the area it has to be, but it's one of those dumb islands, isn't it? And I just don't know which. Is there anything in this direction? Anything at all? Southwest Bay. I know it's Southwest Bay. Give me something else. Flower Fest. Not helpful either. Freshwater Bay. Brilliant. So much information. Such fun. Ash Bay. Just. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is there. Providencia. Now the question is, where's Southwest Bay? Okay, never mind. All right. That works. It could be here. Kind of has to be anyway, doesn't it? Question is just where exactly? A little bit of a turn. I think this should be fine. Yep. All right. Well, for basement's sake, I hope he even knows this as well or figures it out. And we've got one more round here. Oh, the US. Is that the Ohio flag? Grayson Police Department. I don't know which state flag that is. Junction 60. All right. Richard Elementary School. Bring me over here. Oh, what have we got? 64. The 64. Where would that be? There's some 60s over here. There's the 64. Now where's the 60? There's a 60. 60 and 64. Is it the right one though? Because this doesn't look like this region. There it is again. God, I hate this so much. It's Giant Charleston. Grayson. There you go. Thank God I found it. Do we have any street names here? This is America. What? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Robert and Mary Avenue and 3rd Street. All right. Robert and Mary Street and 3rd Street. We're like one house over here. This one is a bit slanted like that. Just about there. And there we go. Well, bit of a shame for round 3. Could have gone slightly better. What was it again? Oh yeah, Jordan. Well, actually, nah. It was Jordan. No one got a 5k in Jordan. All right, but I'll take it. That's another secured, well, draw at least. And also, I'm pretty sure 24985 will give me a bonus point here. It's not guaranteed. I think there has been one case in Division 1 where you needed 24990 to get a bonus point. But I'm pretty confident. I'm happy with how well I did. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.